if this works, which it may not. That's all well fine and good, but hopefully this is working. Hopefully, but it doesn't look like it now. I'm all jumbled up, have things everywhere. Shit. Move that overhead. Oh wow. Well. Bollocks. Rope. Okay. This says I'm streaming. I'm not for sure. Hi, Rachel. I think I have figured out how to stream on both Facebook and YouTube. However, I'm having some issues getting things sorted out. I know you guys can hear my voice, but can't see my face, which I'm working on as best I can. Turn studio off. Click on that one. Yeah. Move that over. And welcome to Tier Fiend Crafts, you guys. It is a Saturday night. Like I said, I believe I managed to get it to where I am both on YouTube and on Facebook. Which, give me a second, I'll tell you exactly if I'm on Facebook or not. Okay. I can see my face. Hi, Sam. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see if I'm streaming live on YouTube as well. Because if I am, then that means that I have achieved one goal and figured out how to do this. Maybe. At the same time, I'm not for sure. Let's see. No, go back. That's not what I want. Do. La. Da-da. Da-da. And I am streaming live on both sides of it. Man, I'm good. Kind of, I think. Maybe. If you guys aren't already following me on YouTube, go ahead and come over to YouTube and check us out on YouTube. And welcome Rachel on YouTube as well. Look at that. Man. Okay, so now that I have figured out somewhat how to do this, which truthfully I don't need that. You closed a dockable window. If you'd like to show it again, use docs. Okay. Okay, that is good to know. Restream channels. Yeah, dock that on the side if you can. Well, that's an awkward place to dock it, but okay. It at least makes it to where I can see. Let's pop over to Studio. There we go. All right. So, over the course of the past few weeks, we have been working on this little beauty and the diorama in which it will be resting on. Though a little bit of touch-up work and filler work is going to be needed after the clay is dried, we did finish this last week. Excluding housing, lights, and other things in it. Hi, Adrian. Or Sam using Adrian's YouTube. Either way, we did finish this to the most part. A little bit of cleanup to do, nothing major. The last thing we have to do with this is add the lights to it. However, I'm not going to worry about the lights for this just yet. That one will probably be a filmed but not live event. On the other side of that, I am going to be adding lights to the base itself. In order to do that, I am going to either A, have to add the wiring and everything to the bottom and find a way to shield it, or add a box to the bottom and still find a way to shield the wiring. Either way, that's where we're at right now. That being said, I am thinking, which is usually a bad thing, but I am thinking that I may be able to make up a small box along the bottom using some of the same material we used to make the building in the first place. But looking at what I have, I don't have quite enough, but what I do have on hand, if I can get it out of the thing and the thing, is my pin vise. If I can keep from throwing a drill bit all the way through it. And so I am going to go down to the table and readjust my cameras, because trying to figure out how to do this, truthfully, I'm not so thrilled about the $20 a month cost it's going to be to run this. So I'm going to continue to try and find other ways to stream on multiple platforms at the same time using the one OBS. If I find something, I find something. If I don't, I don't. But move my keyboard out of the way. Move my mouse out of the way. And I'm thinking that now that I have that up, I am going to go back to the Facebook one And I'm going to spam this one to a whole bunch of people. And maybe, just maybe, I can get Arwen on YouTube watching this one. Alright, so there's people. I've got the YouTube stream down in the corner. I've got the Facebook stream up. Man, this is interesting. Alright, so the first thing I need to do with this is, if I can get this moved to where you can see them, this hole I have to increase the size of on both of these. So both of these have to be increased in size in order for me to be able to get the lights that I have already set up run inside to where they need to go. I do want to give a massive shout out to my friends over at Reaper Comics and tell them thank you. Elbow, Chug, what? Ah, okay, so it doesn't show me what is on there, but it does show me on my phone. That's cool. But I do want to give them a shout out and tell them thank you for allowing me to utilize some of their tools in order to do this. Now I've got to figure out exactly where all the work I did yesterday. There it is. Found it. Okay. Ugh. Yesterday, I ran these. Did quite a bit of work. And I'm thinking that there may be some timing lag between the OBS and what I'm seeing here. Either way, welcome to whoever came in. I am thinking that I need to pull that up. Okay, yeah, it looks like there's some lag between video feed and what I'm actually doing, which is fine. Pull up the Book of the Faces. Book of the Faces. Discard and exit. Hopefully that didn't mess that up. Because, review now. I already know it made changes. Also, by the way, to anybody that didn't notice, the page has undergone some overhaul. That was not by me, but it is interesting, no less, to see that you guys have helped us bump up the channel enough to where we were able to get things shifted up and shifted around on the Facebooks. Okay. overview, which is the one I'm really worried about. Nope. Nope. More like this. Oh, cool. However, not cool, because that means that I can't see anything. Okay, so as much as having this running through Restream is interesting, it is kind of weird, because now I can't see whenever people come in, but hopefully, everything ends up running accordingly. I've got you guys pulled up on the Facebook side on my phone. I'm about to pull the YouTube side up on, I believe that one's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. Pull that one up over John. Pull that one up over John. Click back over to John. There we go. Alrighty. Wow. That's a small view. But alright, so let's kick into some work now that I'm done playing around with the OBS. But I need to expand the holes in this so that I'm going to be able to fit those lights through it. I'm not going to keep it attached to specifically this power pack. I'm going to be switching it over to a different one that is for a set of, I believe they're called fairy lights, that I had picked up in order to do the smoke effect around the base of the ship itself, to where it actually looks like it's taking off like it's supposed to, and is all pretty and things like that. You able to get on the YouTube?
I'm still.
Oh, you're still catching Pokemon.
I'm still catching like 30 shinies.
Alright.
Are you on YouTube also?
Yes, I am on YouTube and the Book of the Faces.
Hey, that's awesome.
Kinda. It's $20 a month.
I mean.
Now,
Alright, you got this.
hopefully, this will help boost the channel too, because I am hoping that I can get more people watching on YouTube as well. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to need to go in and split these. However, I have to get both sides of this running through the same point and it still be hideable.
Put it inside the house. Like glue it on the wall. Like on the ceiling or something.
I'm thinking about putting the lights themselves up in the corners like Jared was suggesting, and then from there figure out how to run the wire down, because that hole's going to be big enough, and the hole in the phone is going to be big enough to pull part of that through, but I don't know how far I'm going to be able to pull the rest of this through.
Also, I found Godzilla.
You found Godzilla.
You know, I found a bunch of stuff that had Godzilla.
Oh. Alright.
I know you would find that is.
I did find that comical. Tim said he's early for next time. He's on both. Look at him stream. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And honestly, it's kind of weird because like the setup for it is a little confusing. All right, I'm gonna sever that right here and right here. All right, now that that's severed and still in good shape, still has quite a bit of wire lead to it. That's a plus. I can start making decisions on where I want this to go and then start running things a little bit differently. I am going to have to make some awkward decisions on it just because of how I have these set up. But let's see if that'll actually fit. And it won't. It'll fit through the phone, but won't fit through the other. So I need a larger drill bit that I don't have.
Drill beside it.
And I'm thinking that's the only option I've got. But being able to do that, I'm not gonna be able to do that on camera. Sorry guys, that one's gonna have to be a give me a second. I'm gonna talk to you while I'm in the middle of trying to do this. Actually, honey,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor?
Depends on what the favor is.
Right over there, can you grab my journal?
As long as it doesn't interfere with my Pokemon kitchen.
Yes, dear.
This one?
Yeah. Which I believe that's the same
You
day.
can start.
It is. So long as those are the same day, this will be fun. Alright, I might be able to actually do this on camera.
It's gonna be the hell.
It shouldn't be too loud.
Here.
Oh, thank you. Alright, there's that.
You're welcome.
There's that. How's everybody's week been, y'all? Have y'all been having a good week? Because it's been a week, but
It's been hot.
it has been ridiculously hot.
And it's just gonna be
Or
hot.
at least here it's been ridiculously hot.
It's supposed to be 110 Tuesday.
110 Tuesday?
Yeah.
Jeez. Alright.
Oh, I did what you did. Something.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Alright. So, now that I have achieved that goal and gotten that taken care of, let's adjust that because truthfully I have a bad habit of putting stuff to where now I can't see on the screen. But now that I've gotten that done, let's see if I can get these. I know I can get them to fit through, but get these lights figured out as far as placement. Because, sadly, even though that's running through the bottom, the only way the placement's going to work because of how I set these up is going to be horribly janky. So, not enough to do what I need. Because I ran them straight through like a mook. But I have a solution. Is it a good solution? Probably not. Is it going to end up making all of that work that I did last night seem moot and meaningless? I mean, maybe. However, it must be done. There is no other way.
How long is this thing supposed to go on for?
It was only supposed to go for an hour.
I mean, when did they start?
I don't know.
It's still going on for me.
Oh, well, lucky you. Case keeps catching Starly. And we're not going to talk about how she's able to catch a whole bunch of Starly at the same time.
Because they keep respawning.
I know they keep respawning.
I'm just been standing in the same spot.
Alright. Fine. I didn't want to do that. It's not the route I wanted because the blade needs changed on it, and I know it does. Welcome to everybody else that's coming in. If you are on the Facebook page, come over to the YouTube channel and check out the live stream over there. It's the same thing that you're going to be watching here. Doing pretty much the same thing on both channels. I just figured out how to stream on both at the same time, so that was a plus. Okay, so I've got that gone, and bugger. So now we've got 2 leads that have to get split. Yep, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this the only way I can for right now. Or at least the only way I can think of for right now. If there's any electrical engineers that are watching and can tell me a better way to go about this, then
Wire stripping?
completely. Well, I mean, I could have heated up the solder on it and
Well, I just use
Gone
some
through-
nail clippers and put it on there and then I slap it
gone
off.
through that process, and I'm not talking about wire stripping because the stripping part wasn't the problem. The problem was that I did all of that last night and didn't think about what I was going to have to deal with today.
Got you.
Which, hindsight,
You know what you're doing. All about it. What is the link to YouTube? Do you want YouTube views or Facebook? I was just outside having a smoke and decided to watch it.
Sam, either one works. Honestly, I'm going to be trying to move as much over to YouTube as I can. And try to expand my YouTube quite a bit. As to the link, Tim, the link to the YouTube is going to get commented in just a moment because I don't remember.
Just highlight that, copy, and then paste it onto your thing over there. And then
Paste.
pin it.
There.
No, pin it.
I don't know how to pick.
Go to your phone. Your phone. Just
Well, I
on
know,
your phone.
but I've got to figure out how to get it on both Facebook and there we go. All right. Also, that would be amazing. Pin this comment. There you go, guys. Now the link to the YouTube is pinned. Again, my intention is to try and expand out from just Facebook and go more to the YouTube side of things.
Or I can follow you on YouTube also. Or you can just go live on both like you are.
Oh, I intend to, but what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter anyway. Sorry. I am trying to
Build your YouTube up.
to build my YouTube up.
Don't you have an Instagram also?
I do also have an Instagram. I believe the link for that is on the Facebook page. Okay. There's that. And more for it to work right. It's going to sit on a 7. Okay.
Know what it says?
Alright. And get this one bent to shape. Hopefully, I didn't bungle that up to where it doesn't work anymore, because that would be annoying. And I'd have to go through and redo everything once again, and I don't want to do that. So, to clarify. Okay. Blue wire is the yellow. Red wire is the not yellow. And both need to get hot glued in here.
So you got 2 people watching on Facebook and 3 people watching on YouTube.
Awesome. Welcome to YouTube, guys.
Can you pull up your comments for YouTube?
All of them are feeding through.
I glitched the system. I'm watching both streams on the phone. Hey!
I've got the Facebook one pulled up right next to me on my phone, and then I have the.
Well, you have other people following YouTube that you don't on Facebook.
I know, and that's what. There we go. All right.
Rachel said hi. Adrian said hey. Daddy did the dab.
Yep. All right. So now that I've got that done, I need to stop being so
Scatterbrained.
scatterbrained because I
Yeah.
keep leaving stuff out that I need, and I don't know why I do this to myself.
I told you we should have bought the one with the wheels.
Every week I do this to myself.
It's okay. We still love you.
I hope so, because you're married to me. You're stuck with me no matter what.
Forever.
Forever.
Hey, the crickets have gotten quiet.
I know. It's terrifying.
That's strange. I just realized that.
Okay.
They've been chirping for days. Whoop, another shiny appeared. Yay!
Alright. So.
I'm gonna leave all my shinies on here so you can just look at them later.
Right. Yeah, I only caught like 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, I'll wait that past that.
I know. You keep telling me.
I'm gonna fill the thing up with nothing but shiny birds.
Alright. So, while I'm waiting for this to heat up, because I need it to heat up.
The new one?
Yeah, this is my new one.
The one that was in the garage?
The one that. Yeah.
We have a brand new one in the garage. It was still in the package.
Yeah, this one. Or at least it should be this one.
Okay.
But while the glue gun heats up,
6, 7, 8, 9.
we're going to talk about that. Move this onto
I
the
have
side.
13 of them.
God dang. Ugh.
Let's go through them.
Okay, so the lights I have for this are called, they're LED micro lights. I believe my buddy Jared referred to them as fairy lights. There are a couple upsides and downsides to these. One, they're really tiny, and they're already pre-run. That's an upside. Downside is they are completely unshielded. Now, I picked these up at Walmart for I think maybe $5. The battery pack that it comes with is a triple double A setup that has a flash feature to them. I do like the box, however. I think that's actually pretty cool. But
And now I'm transferring all those.
do not mix old and new batteries. Do not mix alkaline standard, carbon zinc, or rechargeable nickel cadmium. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't intend to do that. What I do intend to do is find a way to build a rib cage that I can run these lights around, wrap them around as far as I need them to go, and once I get that done, I intend to clip the rest and use them on other projects. But until I can light them,
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know how good they is.
I approved that one to the highest one.
You evolved it all the way up
Yeah, see?
to a, what is it, Staraptor?
Yeah, and I'm gonna almost level the whole week.
Awesome. Alright, so.
Doing this for almost 2 hours.
Let's see if we can untangle this mess of stuff.
Tim's on YouTube.
I know. I saw that. I saw that Tim was on YouTube. Alright. So, and now that I've got that untangled and unwound, I'm not for sure if what I intend to do is going to work. Now, the reason why I am saying that is because what my idea is, I already know is not exactly the most apt idea, but working with what I have, I gotta do what I gotta do. So, in order to build a rib cage of sorts for these to wrap around, I need to first decide where I'm going to be drilling a hole for the base of the lights to go through, as well as making the rib cage itself out of something not as conductive as the silver wire that is currently run up these in this.
My cat's chasing her tail.
For these, I ran a piece of silver wire along the diode and then soldered them together in order to give me the rigidity that they have currently. That being said, it's still not heated up enough. I don't know what's on low. I need it on high. I need it hot. Ridiculously hot. I love you, honey. But because I know aluminum is less conductive than silver, gold, and copper, I am going to attempt to make a rib cage out of aluminum wire. But that being the case, I don't want to end up shorting out the lights by doing that and them being connected to that. So, with all of my 15 minutes of research, and yes, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hopefully here soon I can start getting things back in order to where I can start doing video editing, and hopefully this will end up being the first video back. Once I do get back to uploading more regularly, I do know for a factoid that roughly where I want the point of hole to be for me to run the lights through is going to be somewhere around an inch past the base of the thing of the stand and saddle, I guess would be the best way to put that. I'm not going to get bogged down with technical terms because, truthfully, at this point, I've been working on this thing long enough that I don't think technical terms matter. Thank you. Going back to...
I'm about to take a shower.
Oh, okay. Alright, so, before I go and drill into this with the Dremel, I do want to move everything out of the way. That way I can put my cutting mat down that I should have put down beforehand, but I didn't, because I was trying to figure out how to get connected to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time, which I did manage to do. Truthfully, if I'm paying for it, I may as well make the most of it, and hopefully it ends up being worth it. For the multi-stream, I am using Restream, so that's a thing. Where to put this? Scatterbrained. Alright, so it's not working near as well as I want it to, and I don't know why, but that's okay because I've got other tools that I can use that might work better. Might, I don't know. Alright, so time to try tool number 2. I think that'll work, but I think this one will work better. Ooh, maybe that. Alright. Anybody that has a Dremel and knows what the best tool to do this is, drop me a comment, because at this point, a lot of these are tools that I don't use often enough to actually have an extremely good inkling of what to go with for certain jobs, which I'm a half a hillbilly boy, so I am well aware that there are times in which the right tool for the job is whichever tool you have access to that works. And if it works, it ain't stupid. However, always try to use safety. Always try to not do stupid things. Oh. There's always a tool for the job. And in this case, it was this tool. Again, it might not be the right toe, but it's a tool, and it worked. Alright, so now that I have that hole in place, I don't know what you are. That ain't where you belong. Alright, clean up that hole, which works really well. Alright, now that I have that in place, I can attempt to do this in a well thought out, extremely well planned manner, because I completely thought this one through, 100%, for sure. At no point did I just decide, you know what, we're gonna wing it. Because that's not how we roll. And anyone that knows me knows that that's a crock. That is exactly how we roll at times. Alright, that's not going to work. I need some way to mark this. Actually, hold up. Maths! Oh, math! Where are you, math? Okay. There's that. There's that math. Now I need the other math. Where are you, math? Nova, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Unlocked. Alright. Unlocked. Other math. Well, fixing to be other math. Okay. Is it an actual really good micrometer? No, it's not. But, when in doubt, use the tools you have to achieve greatness. Because if I am able to do this right, I can hold that up against the wall. And that means that that gap is zeroed out. Okay. That's going to work out better if I do it this way. That is roughly 11 millimeters. $13 millimeters? 14 millimeters? Yeah. That is a massive shift. Why am I hearing trembles? Why? Oh, now I know why. Okay, YouTube's feed is a little bit off. That's good to know. How am I supposed to read the depth portion of that? Like, that makes no sense. Maybe if this thing would have come with instructions. Maybe if I had an actual one that I could tell you exactly what it is. Maybe. Just maybe. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Zero through 9 millimeters. That's not even a full. Oh, it's 1 to 10. Okay. I don't understand that. I do understand this. I know what that is. So, thank you, Adam Savage, for showing me the error of my ways. Oh. Roughly 4. And that's up right under 4. 4 and 4 along a. Man, maybe I should have paid attention to this a little bit better. Alright. So, see if I got this accurate. Wrong. That one. And there. I'm gonna say there. Who's gonna roughly that? I'm gonna say this area and in this area. It's where I need to drill, but that's weird because that doesn't fit. Oh, crap. That's why. Because I'm overlooking that. Oops. Ladies, gentlemen, measure twice, cut once, right? That's what we're really learning here. Measure twice, cut once. But when in doubt, and measuring twice isn't exactly what you need it to be, which, so we can figure out how far in that is. Under 3, sitting there. There and roughly there. Roughly. Alright. Folks, let's hope for the best. Because I'm about to delve into a world of unknown. A world of strange things. But before I do, I need to find my drill bit. The regular one. There it is. This way I can at least get a basis for where I need to be. You know what, honey?
He's not shiny though, but he's 100%.
I love you. You're a turd.
You should be proud of him.
I am, but you's a turd. Because you didn't catch me a hundo. You decided to ditch instead of watching me live. A 91, not bad. Okay.
Yeah, but it's finally over.
Oh, it finally finished?
I lied. No, it's not.
No. Well then. Alright, so, now that I've done that, let's see if I got the measurements right. And the accuracy, at least relatively on point. Ooh. Okay. So, that one needs to be drawn over, where the other one does not. It needs to just be expanded out. So, that being the case, back to the Dremel. Okay. Now that I've got that, get rid of that. Chuck that in. Alright.
Do you want me to get you anything?
Do what?
Do you want me to get you anything?
Currently, no.
And I'm on.
Huh?
I'm on.
Oh, okay. Are you watching the YouTube one too?
I can't watch both of them. I don't know how same day. But I'm gonna go take a shower, but it's on.
I've glitched the system. I'm watching both streams on the phone, meaning that he's probably watching one on her phone, one on his phone. Alright. Now, is it the most correct tool? Probably not. Did it work? Yes. Is it completely accurate? I have no clue, but I'm about to find out. Nice got the hiccups. The hiccups. Hopefully the Facebook stream didn't drop. There we go. Alright. And hopefully the YouTube stream didn't drop either. No, it's just behind the clock. If you guys are watching on both platforms or you are watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments if the stream is going okay, because like I'm getting a time disconnect between the two, so I'm assuming that it's an overall everybody's getting it thing, but I don't know definitively, so I kind of need a little bit of assistance finding out. Alright, now that I've got that in place, ooh, taping this is going to be a pain in the butt. It really is. But, okay, now that I know that one works, check the other side right quick. If the pass-through and drop-down is accurate, then both should be able to fit accordingly. If it is not, then this is going to suck, and I'm going to have to make some adjustments. But I will improvise and find a way to make it work if I have to. I just don't want to have to. It is weird hearing that time disconnect between the YouTube feed and and what I'm actually doing. All right, so from what I can tell, that is right where I want it. So that's a plus. Now, somehow I need to build a box for the bottom. And I can only do this one of two ways. There's a couple ways I can do this. How many of these is it going to take to cover the bottom? If you're able to see it, in front of me are some wood blocks. More specifically, wooden tiles that are 2 inches by 2 inches. I picked these up a few years ago as tiles for a game I was working on that I ended up scrapping the entirety of the idea for. So that game never did come into existence. But I was left with a whole heap of wooden tiles that I have used for a vast array of things, and I still have a whole heap more left over in my box or my crafting supplies. To those of you that don't know or that are new to the channel, I have been building dioramas for a while now, but most of what I've done has been terrain builds for tabletop gaming. Specifically stuff like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. That being the case, these things are 2 by 2 and there's an overhang. How long was this thing? Because I could have swore that it was an even length. It is an even length of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. Huh. 15 by right over 5. Okay, so 15 by 5. Meaning that one of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8 here is going to have to get cut in half, even though it's not an actual complete 2 by 2, but whatever. So we're going to mark here, here, and then we're going to take here, line that up, make sure we're even, mark it, and I probably should have done this the other direction. I definitely should have done this the other direction because it would have been easier to cut. Son of well, dang. So, Ladies and gentlemen, before you start cutting on any wood or anything like that, remember to check which direction the grain is going on said wood, so that, unlike me, you can accurately cut through something a little bit easier. Which, upside for me, also downside for me, I need to check something. Because I was wanting to check this the other day and I didn't do it. Oh, so close. So damn close. And even there doesn't fit. Son of a red-headed stepchild. Any of y'all's parents ever tell you that they's gonna get after you like a red-headed stepchild? I don't really know what that meant. Ever. At all. In my life, did I ever figure out exactly what they meant by that? What was bad, and I guess it's still bad, but not the point. I actually have friends that are redheads. So, to me, that was even more confusing. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, what the redheads do? Because, I mean, if we're going to blame redheads for something, let's at least blame them for something that might actually be blamable. That is too small. That is. That's not. Oh, no, it's too big. Dang me. Dang me. I really wish that song wasn't stuck in my head. Alright, so that one is a no-go. And I'm assuming if that one is too. Man, dang. For the life of me, I cannot get a single handle for this thing. Because everything I try don't fit. Tim Arwen is currently currently she is indisposed. However, once she gets done, she will probably be up here. Until then, sadly, you're stuck with me. Me and only me. I'm gonna say we're gonna try this one because something about it seems like it may come in handy. That is a long straight blade. Work with me here. Daggone it. Alright. So, now that I've got a fresh, awkwardly shaped blade on here, I'm assuming the way this thing is meant to be used is as flat as possible. And if I can get a deep enough groove in it, then I can start at least attempting to saw it with a saw that's meant for this stuff. Ugh. Here I was thinking this would be a lot easier because now I'm cutting with the grain, not against the grain. But no! Still wants to fight me. Oops, that was too far. Too far in the wrong direction. Good thing there's two sides of it. Ooh, we're getting jiggly there. Stay on course. There we go. Got it. Which, that's not too far off. So, now that I've got the two sides, it's time for some sanding. And for the sanding portion of this, we are going to go back to a tried and true tool. Or at least a generally tried and true tool. Our sanding bit. Which, dude, that works out great. Yes. Yes. Okay. I definitely will, Tim. Alright. Now, in order to get these straight and flush, I need to make sure they're both standing up straight. And it's not completely straight, but it's straight enough that it'll work for what I need it for. Or almost straight enough that it'll work for what I need it for. Almost. Fixed it. Awesome. Alright, now that I've got that fixed, or at least as fixed as I need it, I'm going to set this up as straight as I can get it. And I'm going to start with the outside on both sides, one by one. Keep adding these tiles in until I get an even base. Ooh, that was not an in half. Meaning that we have an overhang again. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna call that good. Push everything as close to it as I can. And I'm going to start gluing them in. Oh man. Alright, so in my idiocy. Okay, I will. Alright, have a good one. Alright. Let's run, glue down this as best we can, which will be a little bit tricky because I need another stick of it. Okay. While I wait for that to dry, let's go in here. And start adding bit by bit on the line. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. Alright, got that one. Which is nice. However, I have another side to do. I have to wait for this to dry first, since I didn't think that through. But I did think through well enough to figure out exactly what I need to do for the sides. Good. So that is completely straight and level. still an overhang that I don't need, but as long as that holds relatively true and is relatively level, it is close, but it is off. There we go. Alright. So, that is leveled on that side. And side enough to where it'll cure and be straight. Good. Alright, so now that I've got that, on to the next part. After I read some comments, because don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. Awesome. Got it all. I read everything. So proud of myself. Alright. So. Oh, she could have left it in here. Man, what a meanie. The one downside to running this hot glue gun at its max temp is that it takes forever for it to dry and cure. If you're on the Facebook Live, you can see that. Currently speaking, the YouTube Live, not so much, but I wonder if there is a way for me to share this everywhere. Okay, so that's a negative. Huh. Cool. I didn't realize I could share on that many different platforms on or from YouTube. That's cool. All right, to everyone that's still watching. We are going to start working on the next side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the other. I'm going to systematically, one by one, place in tiles until I reach the maximum velocity. There's that, and there is that. And I trimmed off way more than I needed. And now I feel like a moron for it. But it's okay. Alright, so now that we've got that in place, I can drop that. Otherwise it's just going to get in the way. And you know what? Truthfully, what I need to do is adjust my light to where I can see what I'm doing. attempt to get this thing efficiently glued in place. And to anyone watching this, if you're wondering why I'm moving the hot glue gun back and forth in the way that I am, it is to attempt to get glue on all of the pieces evenly enough to where it will hold and not be which squared like that there. Oops. There. Okay. But get glue on it evenly enough to where it's actually glued, but not, what's the term I'm looking for? Not splitting in distinct areas. So I want it like glued across, like I welded it together or something, to where all of those pieces lay together simultaneously and not, or not simultaneously. Whew. Symmetrically, I guess would be the word I'm looking for. Hell, at this point, I don't know. It's late. I'm tired. I'm trying to do the best I can to make this the coolest thing I can. Alright. Now, I can see that most of the glue is starting to dry, meaning that welcome back, Sam. But I can see that most of the glue is starting to dry. I want to add a little bit more over here, just because it's not as adhered as I wanted it to be. And then check it as best I can for being level and even at a right angle, because we're about to do something really sketchy. Do I know what it is? Not a clue. Which seems to be the story of my life. Alright. I'm going to need a couple of these. And this. And what I'm going to do is run that together. Top down that one. Ooh. Don't go bungling things up there, Nick. Now the next one to the pile. Alright. And I am noticing that you guys can't exactly see this. There we go. Tilt it. And hopefully, now you guys can see it clearly. up to this point, I had completely planned this a whole different way. And, well, it didn't exactly go according to plan. So, now's for the portion of the story where we wing it. And anyone that knows me knows that winging it kind of happens a lot. Especially when you're a GM or DM. Well, I figure both of those are pretty interchangeable. So you can call it whatever you want either which way. But when you are running a game, any sort of tabletop game, sometimes your party changes plans on you without you having a say-so in it. Therein, making you have to wing something on the fly, which I do quite regularly, and I'm also noticing that is an interesting view down a wall. No. All right. Now you need to sit that there. Shoot. Okay. Let's hope this one ends up better. Okay. Now there's that. It shouldn't take as long to cure. And I know I've got a bit of an overhang, but it shouldn't be too bad of an overhang. Which, apparently, one side's going to be wonky compared to the other anyway, which is fun, but once I get done with all of this, it'll end up hopefully looking a lot better. Alright, so, now that side's done, mostly, I can, no, that ain't gonna work. It'd be cool if it did, but it ain't gonna. I might be able to make that work. I might. Just might be able to make this work. Because again, all I'm really needing is a box shape around the outside that will cover up everything underneath. And not look horribly tacky. So far, I feel like I'm pulling it off. I feel like I am. Alright, there's that. Alright, Tim, have a good night. Love you. Alright. So, now that I've got that side done, I will wait to do the other side. And truthfully, that really doesn't look too bad. I can look at that. I'll just have to go in and address a few things on it. Or address a few areas more accurately. Because most of this is good. But there's a couple areas where it's less good. There you go. Thank you. All right. Now that I've done that, let's figure out exactly where I need this box, first of all, to sit. Now, this box is going to have to get readjusted anyway, and there's going to have to be a lot of resoldering done to it to make it work for what we need it for. So I'm going to, step one, click there. That removes my daisy chain of wire and line. Next, I need to discern exactly where I want this to sit so that the feed can go to both sets of lights and still open enough to where batteries can be put in it. And it turned on. That's not good. It's most definitely not good. Oh, that ain't gonna work at all. Man, booger. Bungled that one up, didn't I? Oh well. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. If I glue this here, I can still open it. Not easily, but I can. Okay, there's one box. Let's see if I've got another one that I can work with for this. Right there. See where it sits, where it opens, closes. Difference is this one also has a 5-volt USB port. So I think this one is going to be the one I go with. But I've got to figure out if to do this, if I'm going to be able to latch that back in latch that in and get it back out. But it does have the toggles for the lights that I need. Now, I could probably build a custom housing for it, but I really, 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 really don't want to do that. So, now we're left with the conundrum. Go with the box with the awkward opening that maybe would be better set back here to the back to where it can be accessed from the bottom or from the side. Or, actually, just thought of something. This is going to require a little bit of finagling for a second. So, hold tight. To test a theory, alright, so if I do this, first of all, hindsight, testing this theory in the way that I did was probably a bad idea. However, I'm going to keep doing it. Just because I can. And just because, why not? But, man, it's not wanting to come off. And I don't want to have to heat it back up to do it. Or scrape it off with a blade. That would just be a waste of the blade. Okay, so, hindsight, glue, stick real good to thing that not glue. Those wires are going to have to run around that in order for that to work. And I'm going to have a channel for something to plug in there. But, before I get to that point, check where all that's at. And I'm going to snip it right there. And hopefully, okay, so that is double shielded. Cool, cool. Another string of lights. Cool. Now for the tedious hard part of this. That apparently people don't tell you whenever you're watching videos on how to do electrical work, because, well, minor electrical work, because you're wanting to do something cool, but you don't know exactly how to do it. separate this down to a point. Like that point, and hopefully leave it there. In order to leave it there, I'm gonna dab a glue to it. Just screw it. Hopefully it'll work without melting the rubber. But now got to find a good place to do that to where all of that will fit together and be usable. Okay. Slide all that out of the way. Hey. And we're going to shift the camera back and adjust it a little bit to where you can watch this whole thing unfold horribly. Live on Facebook and YouTube. And I may end up linking it to my Instagrams. Okay. Now, I'm not going to cover the bottom at all. I'm going to leave that part at least relatively open to where this is accessible from the bottom and the top. And if I paid attention well enough, that'll fit there. Now, I'm going to have to run this to here and then daisy chain back to wherever I put them, to where my other lights are able to be set in place and wired in. Which, again, hindsight being 20/50, I think I may have screwed that up, but I'm going to make it work, because that's what we do. When in doubt, we make it work. I need that one, that one go out, because basically that's going to have to get over in a minute. I need this and this. So now that I've got that in place, I can lift this back up to an extent. Try and reposition it. And those. Alright. Now I need way less than that. Probably about this much. Roughly. This much. I'm gonna say that much. And just kind of go with it and hope it is the right amount. Alright. So there. There. And try and separate this out enough to where I can run it on top of this and fit. Okay. So now that I've got that collared on there, that part's still going to be leaning upward, but these two to separate just enough back here to where if I can get this to work right, it will look amazing. There. Okay, I'm going to use some glue, glue that in place, that in place, at least long enough to where as we start adding more things to it, it will be structurally mostly sound. Okay, so now that I have that, I do want to check something. Oh man. Well, that ain't working. So, next option, probably the less popular option, is going to be forceful embedding. Using a very powerful thing called super glue. Once I get positioning figured out. Okay. And now that I've got that figured out, I don't know exactly what this is for. I really don't. Looks like a needle, because it is a needle. What is this needle for? Is my question. Without knowing the answer completely, I'm just going to assume it's for stuff like this. Alright. Now that I've done that, I go back to this and see if it helps, which apparently it does. So it's giving me a lot more area that I'm biting into. Adjust my light back around to where I can see again. Also adjust my table to where I have a working surface that's closer to my face. That in place. Now, all of that is in place enough to where I can set these. Hey. I think not. I'm supposed to be working over here. Not against me. Set these. And add some super strong bondy stuff. To the area. Generally, I would hit it with some curing spray, but I do not seem to have mine on hand, which is odd. Oh well. Lemons and lemonade. Oh well. It'll cure. Alright. So now that I've got those in there, and that CA glue is curing, I can start determining exactly how I want the rest of the skeleton itself to roll around that and sit to where the hold doesn't short out the lights that I'm putting on there. Which, thinking about it, found the spray by the way, but which, thinking about it, may end up requiring me to, move my light out of the way and move my camera back to where it can see what I'm working on. There we go. Okay. So, now I see what's going on. The camera is moving, not the other. Let's tighten that arm back up. There we go. All right. Now that I've got that tightened, there we go. All right. This live has already gone way longer than I intended for it to. Thank you to whoever of y'all that are still here watching. I will probably end up stopping this stream a little earlier than I wanted to. I was hoping to get the electrical, at least some of the electrical stuff started and going. However, I still have to work tomorrow, so because of that, I will have to do another live at another time to complete it completely. And truthfully, as much as I really want to wrap more wire around this to give me a hair more rigidity, because this is just what is it? Aluminum wire, just straight aluminum wire for craft purposes. Who'd have thunk it? That's what I'm using it for. But I've lost where I was at. What was I doing? I remember what I was doing. This. But it is already fairly structurally sound now. Like, it doesn't wiggle, it doesn't jiggle too much, and it holds fairly true to, well, excluding the bit up here at the top that I don't want to wiggle and jiggle around as much. But I don't know of another way to sell this in here because it didn't want to adhere when I tried to glue it. But that being said, for anybody on YouTube that doesn't know what we're doing, because for any number of reasons, you are either new to the page, new to the channel, or just unaware of what we've been working on for the past few weeks. This is a Millennium Enterprise 3D print file that I had found. Give me a moment and I will tell you who the original poster was, because I figured out how to discern. That one, hey, that one, that one, yep, that one. Okay, the original poster was DSK, and I believe for their Patreon it was DSK001. I happened to find it, thought it was a really cool model, and figured, you know what, forget it, I'll print it. Just because it's a it is a blatant I don't want to say, I don't know. I think it's intended to make nerds mad. I really think that's what that's for. But after finding it, I decided, you know what, I'll use it. I'll make the most of it. So I decided to print it, paint it. Finally found the name of the original poster, so I was able to tell you guys and let you guys know. I will have to look and clarify. I believe that the rights for this is an open common. So I don't know exactly what all I'm going to be able to do with this. This may end up being for a giveaway, may end up being for sale. I don't know exactly what yet. It probably will end up being for a giveaway, just because, truthfully, I enjoy doing these, but I don't have room for them. So I am happy to build them and let other people have them whenever I can. Thinking about this, something that I didn't think about beforehand. I did not think to... Wrong ones. Right there. I did not think to see how bright these were, because I may end up needing the whole caboodle of them in order to run them. However, I highly doubt that I'm going to be able to get them to work with AAA's, so nope, not that way. What about that way? Nope. Okay, so I'm going to need a heftier power supply than the AAA's. I'm actually going to need the AA's. Then I have to figure out exactly which direction that's going to go. But for now, I'm going to call it a night. And I will pick this back up on Thursday with my live. This time I'm going to be doing the same thing that I did today. I'm going to be going live on both Facebook and YouTube. Allow me to transition over from overhead to face view. Alright. So, now that I can be seen and heard. Oh, okay, cool. Just realized that now I can see who is on, or how many people are on which platform. That's cool. So, I am going to get back to working on this on Thursday. Time for the live will be 9:45. This time I know I don't have anything going on Thursday, so 9:45 Central Standard Time. For those of you like me that use military time, that's 21:45. I am going to, before I go to bed, I'm going to determine which side of this is the positive, which side's the negative, so I can discern exactly where it needs to run to and how it needs to run. Excuse me. While that is all I'm working on it, I probably will end up going in and fixing this small gap on the base just to clean it up a little bit so it doesn't look as tacky, because now I feel like it looks tacky and I don't like that. But I will throw a post on the Facebook page, specifically Facebook page, with a reminder, start time, all of that. And then I will I'm going to try and schedule live for YouTube as well. Again, thank you all for everyone that's come in and hung out with us. Though they are not an official sponsor, again, I would like to give a shout out and say thank you to my friends over at Reaper Comics, coming soon. There we go. Over at Reaper Comics. They have been a massive help to the channel, and it's really been beneficial that I do have them around to help with obtaining new ideas or new gaining access to a tool that I may not have that my buddy Jared might have. So it is great that I have them. Also, again, not an official sponsor, but doing these over and over and over again, week after week after week, and especially with as late as it is, it takes some work to stay awake. It really does. Especially on nights like tonight where I've worked all night and then I come home to do this for you guys and also for myself, because I enjoy doing this. This is fun. I enjoy getting to hang out with you guys as well. But I would like to throw a shout out, and maybe one day I'll actually gain them as a sponsor, to Raise Energy. I can't tell you what this specific flavor is, even though I know what this specific flavor is, and it's delicious. But if you are like me and you live on energy drinks and and stuff like that, even though you probably shouldn't because they're not exactly the best for you. But if you're like me and you live on energy drinks and you want a better energy drink, one that helps keep you hydrated as well as giving you that boost of energy that you need to carry you through the day, check out Ray's Energy at repsports.com, repsports.com. And check out their energy drinks. They have a whole bunch of flavors, from Voodoo to Apollo, and from Apollo all the way over to probably one of my favorites, the Baja Lime. I don't usually like lime, but the Baja Lime is delicious. It's yummy. So, go check them out, and then whenever you go to check out, use the code SNOWMANX, SNOWMANX, at checkout, and you get a 15% discount. Also, if you have enjoyed the content that you've seen and you want to help support the channel and the page, which truthfully allows me to continue to do stuff like this, go over to Patreon and check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/TearFeedingCrafts, spelled the same as the page. It would be much appreciated. I enjoy doing this sort of content for you guys, but it's not cheap. It's really not. It's actually quite pricey after a minute. So come check us out over there. And with that, I'm gonna say you all have a great night, and I'll catch you in the next one.